every body-mind form, which you are not, but the body-mind, as it works through life, it has its own destiny. Now, you can say it's my destiny. When the personal I is running, it will feel like it's yours. Without the personal I, there is still a destiny of the body-mind that will still continue, that will still spin out, even if there's nobody there who's bothered by it or in any way invested in it. The destiny of some is to be involved in some kind of public way or private way, but involved in some mechanism that will improve for the greater good, that will improve the planet, improve society, to work for the consciousness of all, or for the awareness of the planet, or to set up a model of some type of, I don't know, environment or way to live that hasn't been there before, to bring something new onto the earth. There's a gazillion of such ideas out there. To buy into one is great juice for the ego. It's great juice. Gives you purpose, gives you a role, gives you focus, gives you direction, gives you something to achieve, gives you feel-good factor, you know, and that's fine. That's fine. If somebody's into that and that tunnel vision needs to spin out, then let it spin out, let it happen. However, if a search has begun to look for truth, and yet there is this feeling that there is a purpose, that there is something to do, let this happen without the I grabbing onto it, letting it be my purpose. So without judgment that it's going to change the world, it's going to be for the good of all, without any ideas around the importance of this. Let the functioning, without labeling what the task is, what the purpose is, let the function still continue. It's not that one has to like give up everything and go to a cave in India. That's not how it works at all. Because if it is part of the body-mind destiny of someone watching this, to be involved in some initiative that makes change happen, so what? So what? Let it happen. Just allow that movement to move through your form. Let the universe use you. Let the higher power that moves everything, life force, God, call it what you like. You are that anyway. But if it's just moving through the body-mind that you might have called yourself, that there might be identification with, so what? Let it not be seen as something that's of a higher level, or that it's a distraction from finding out who you are. You see, nothing is an obstacle to finding out the truth. No, nothing is an obstacle for you to discover who you really are. Nothing. Life isn't an obstacle. A huge purpose, no matter how extravagant or mind-blowing it is not an obstacle. The ego does not need to be invested in fulfilling a project. But people imagine, well, if I don't write this book, or if I don't change the direction of music, or if I don't design a new community, or if I don't resolve some issue there, I'll never be able to spiritually progress. This is not the case. This is not the case. These things happen without the personal I motivating it. It's like the ego will use a purpose as an excuse to keep itself alive. And the ego imagines, well, you know, I'll do my spiritual path after this happens. Part of this comes from Indian influences, because an Indian man, particularly, the male lifestyle is divided up into three parts. You know, you're educated, reared, educated, and you support your parents. You then go through rearing your children yourself, and you support your parents. And then you're free to find out about God. In one way it's useful, because you've got the wisdom of living, and most desires would have been fulfilled at that stage, or suppressed, whatever. And then there's this space for spirituality. It's not like this in the Western culture. It doesn't work like this. We don't have structures like this. It's not mapped out. There's much more personal freedom. At any stage, anything can happen. You mightn't have kids at all. You mightn't get married at all. You might get married 5 times. You might get married to the same sex. You might adopt children. There's so many different versions of this. There must be space for all of it. Surely there's space for all of it, because manifestation is just appearing in every version that's possible for it to manifest. That's all this energy is doing. That's all creation is about. But to hang on to the idea that some part of life needs the ego, this is a trick. This is a trick. This is not so. So if there is some purpose moving through your form, something to be fulfilled, get the ego out of the way. Step out of your own way and let this happen. Just let it happen. Knowing that, the personal I isn't needed to control all of this. The destiny of the body-mind functions exquisitely fine without the ego, without the personal ownership of the destiny itself. Step out of the way. Step out of the way. Whatever it is, if it's to change the world, change the whole world, if that's what it is, get out of the way and let it happen. The ego is only going to be a burden on top of a movement that's going to happen with or without your engagement. Step out of the way and somehow something is lighter. Somehow something engages more fluidly. It's just that there's life engaging with life, without this obstacle of the controller trying to fix it, with the ideas and the demand on the activity that it should yield some kind of satisfaction or fame or fortune or a sense of doing good. Drop all of that garbage. Drop it. Drop it. Let there be no glory in anything. It's just life. It's just all life.